Greetings, my sports to the bone people. Back at it again with another video. This one is a late night update. Have a couple of stories to look at in this one. Now we see where Hetmyer and Pollard, they were doing battle in the MLC, and you can say that Hetmyer got the better of him. Hetmyer actually made 91 not out, hitting Pollard's last ball for 6, bringing up victory for his team. Gonna be showing you a little video with Hetmyer going to work. Plus, we're gonna be talking Steve Smith. We see where Steve Smith is back in the Australia squad. And, there's also an article focusing on the West Indies batting. I will share a little bit on that. So just give a listening ear until the end and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. So here we see Hetmyer in this video, going to work, basically showing that he still has it. You understand, Pollard is no longer playing international cricket, but he still goes around playing in the different franchise leagues, and it so happened that he and Hetmyer came up in this heavyweight clash. And as I said earlier, Hetmyer came out on top. You understand, he actually scored 91 not out to lead his team to victory. And, he actually got Pollard's last ball for 6, to make sure that things were all good for his team. So shout out to Hetmyer and shout out to our former captain, Pollard. All right. So West Indies, they could be faced with another challenge, my people. Steve Smith. Steve Smith is said to be back in the Australia squad. It is, we are not sure if he's going to make the playing 11 just yet based on fitness. But, we see reports coming out that he is back in the squad. Quite a few different websites carrying this story. I am taking this one from Z News, though, right? From Z News. The headline says, will Steve Smith play in the second Australia versus West Indies test in Grenada? They say, here is the latest update. So it says, Steve Smith missed the first test between Australia and the West Indies in Barbados due to a finger injury. They said the 36-year-old had flown to his home in New York after dislocating his finger during the World Test Championship final against South Africa at Lords. So it goes on and it says, after winning the first test against West Indies, inside 3 days, Australia could be boosted further before the second match with experienced batter Steve Smith, all set to join the squad by Sunday. So that is what they are saying. By Sunday, he will be back with the squad. You understand? And based on if he passes the fitness test, then he will make his way back into 11. So the article goes on and it says, Smith missed the first test between Australia and West Indies in Barbados due to the finger injury, as we said earlier, and has made has done good work in terms of getting himself back ready for the second test. Right, so that is the bit of information there, my people, that Steve Smith might be coming back in. So this is the article goes on to say, after his side took a 1-0 lead in the series, Australia skipper Pat Cummins provided an update of Smith, saying that the veteran batter has resumed batting practice. So this is Pat Cummins, and I quote, he has had a few hits over in New York, which I think was with tennis ball and with tennis ball. Right, he goes on to say, I think his wound is looking good, so the next stage is to come over here and hit some balls in the nets, so we'll know more over the next few days, end quote. So that is Pat Cummins there giving us a little update on veteran batsman Steve Smith, who will be joining the squad by Sunday. So that might be another player that West Indies will have to deal with. I mean, our bowling lineup, our bowlers are doing pretty well, so it's not that we're saying that with Steve Smith, we don't stand a chance. It's just that he might be able to resist our bowling attack a little better than some of the inexperienced players that they have right now. All right, so let's move on to this next little story here. So I am on the ESPN website, and I am seeing an article where they're talking about West Indies batting solution. So the headline says, "Will West Indies' new solution work for their old batting problem?" It says, "Try to bat longer or try to bat quicker. That appears to be West Indies' inner battle as they attempt to find a way to give their potent pace attack enough runs to make themselves competitive." So it says the bowlers could not have done much more at Kensington Oval. The game was evenly poised heading into the third day, but they were not backed up by their fielders, with 7 catches going down, while the batters found Australia's quicks too much to handle. They go on to say they have bemoaned umpiring decision that went against them, and they didn't get the rub off the green. They say, but the fragility in the new look order leaves a lot for the bowlers to make up. All right, so that is what they are saying. They are talking about, our batting, and it doesn't appear as if we are sure if we need to try and bat quicker or try to stay out there and bat longer. Right, so and sometimes when other people talk about our problems, we might take offense to it, but the truth is there. The truth is there for everybody to see. You understand? And talking about the truth, we see where quite a few people on different social media platforms, they are talking about West Indies fans and players complaining about umpiring decision, right? And this is my take on it, my people. We don't want to be a team, or we don't want to be a fan base that is just crying and begging and asking for decisions. We have never been that team. We know that we don't hold that sort of friendship with umpires. We have never been that team. But what we are saying, is consistency. We're not saying that we lost the game because of umpiring decisions, right? Even though some crucial ones that went against us, we see how that go. We know that we dropped 7 catches on different social media platforms. Whenever the argument comes up about the umpiring decisions, people are saying that take your catches and stop talking about umpires. What I will say is this: it is true that catches win matches, and it is true that if we take our catches, we will stand a better chance. But those are two different things. We need to take our catches to win games, yes, but the umpires need to be consistent. So it doesn't mean that we should only say if we take our catches, we will win and just leave it at that. If we see something that is blatant, then there's nothing wrong in talking about it. You understand? As I said, I don't want us to be a fan base, or I don't want our players to be the type of players to just walk and complain about decisions. But, taking our catches and talking about umpiring decisions, those are two different things. We need to take the catches, yes, but if we are seeing certain things that is very blatant, there's no issue in talking about it. That is why we are a fan base. We're going to talk about everything surrounding the game. So it is right that we definitely need to take our catches, but it is also right that the umpires need to be consistent. There is nothing wrong with that. We are not going to go on our knees and beg for decisions and stuff, but the least we can ask for is consistency. You understand? We can be consistent. We can get decisions wrong. We can be on the wrong end of decisions, But also, when it's similar for the opponents, they can be on the wrong end of the same type of decisions too. So it's consistency. It's either the umpire is going to be consistently good for both teams or consistently bad for both teams. I just saw the thing said. Anyway, big up on yourself, my people. Have a blessed night.